Privileged and honored to introduce today's speaker, Mrs. Deepika Chandrasekhar. And she's born and brought up in Bangalore, studied engineering and computer science, and started career as a developer in Sonata Software and moved to Mindtree, which is now LTI Mindtree, and worked as a module lead and team lead for 6 years in software development projects. And she found passion in L&D, that is learning and development, and moved into competence development manager role in Mindtree. And since last 2 years, she's working with ITC Infotech. She has varied interests, which is like cooking, traveling, and of course, spending good time with her son, Ayush. Thank you for accepting our request, ma'am. And the stage is all yours. And she's going to address today the topic on women's struggle to bring the harmony. Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. Please.
Yeah. Am I audible, Mrs.
Yes.
Nilima?
Yes,
Okay.
you are.
Thank you, Mrs. Nilima, for this introduction. A very good evening to all of you. And I'm extremely humbled and privileged, to get this, grateful also to get this opportunity. Thanks to Asha the Hope, Dr. Asha, who has been my greatest influencer since my childhood. I don't know how many of you know this. So thanks to Dr. Asha and all of you for taking out time from your busy schedule and joining the session. So my name is Deepika Chandrasekhar. I play the role of Learning and Development Manager in ITC Infotech. I handle one of the largest portfolio, which is CIO services. And I'm the learning manager for very important strategic accounts in the organization. And pranams to my parents, my gurus, and my family who have, made me what I am today. And with this, I would like to start the session. Hope I'm audible and clear. I'm just reconfirming. So I'm an IT professional, close to 15 years of experience in IT. And I started my career as a developer, then found my passion in learning and development, which is a people-oriented role. I didn't want it to move out of technology. That was another reason why I chose learning and development. And then, moved into L&D and have been able to continue my career and counting many more years with God's grace in IT. As a woman, after spending 15 years in IT and, experiencing the challenges that life threw at me at various stages of my life, I thought the topic women's struggle in achieving work-life harmony is very important to all the women out here who have joined, irrespective of which role we play and which industry we are supporting, right? So this is a concept or which a topic which is very important to all of us who are working, right? Especially women. So we're all quite familiar with work-life balance. I have not taken the topic work-life balance. It is work-life harmony. So work-life balance is quite familiar. Whenever we start working, the first thing that we get to hear is, there are many people who give a suggestion, do this for your work-life balance and all that. See, it implies a 50-50 split, clear-cut division between work and professional life. What is the goal here? What is it we are trying to achieve? We're ensuring neither part, work or life, the family life, oversteps its boundaries, right? So this is the thought process or idea behind work-life balance. Now, but in reality, we experience overwhelming guilt at times. And this happens especially work or family life oversteps its boundaries. As women, all of us would have experienced this, right? So this can induce stress, guilt, and also a sense of constant failure, Sometimes we feel that we are working, but we are not up to the mark, because we are trying to separate both work and family life, and then we are saying that when family needs time, I'm giving, and when work needs time, I'm giving time, and then we try to separate it. At times we uh, tend to kind of over prioritize one of them, and thereby it induces a lot of stress, pressure, and it affects our mental health, which is very important, right? So this can definitely deprive our personal growth, and most importantly, our quality of life. I have done this mistake, right? So this is why we need to shift our perspective to work life harmony. From work life balance to work life harmony, we need to shift our perspective. See, the concept of work life harmony is we are not separating the aspects of work and professional life. We appreciate their interconnectedness, allowing work and personal life to enrich and support each other. We are taking support from both the systems. So that is how, we can harmonize. And thereby, we can achieve our goals, we can stay contented, we can take care of our mental health also, right? So the shift in perspective will give you a fresh, holistic approach, and it gives a lens through which we can view our responsibilities, which is very important. All of us have some responsibilities, whether it is personal life or professional life, we will have responsibilities, right? So how do we take that holistic view of our responsibilities? That's very important. So this perspective, which it helps us understand it clearly. So we are trying to integrate work and our personal life. For instance, some of the skills that you're very good at your professional life, say, time management, stakeholder management, solving a complex business scenario, you can actually come and apply in your personal life. And you will be doing this unknowingly the moment you start enjoying your work. If you feel your work is overwhelming, if it is stressing you, you will not be able to take those learnings or carry those learnings and apply it in your professional life. So that is exactly the concept of work-life harmony. We are trying to kind of appreciate the interconnectedness, and we are trying to approach life, both including work and professional life, in a holistic manner, right? Thereby, we ensure that our mental health is also not affected. So, I would like to share some of my life experiences, which has helped me appreciate the concept of work-life harmony. Through these life experiences only, I was able to appreciate. Trust me, when I started my career, I was also thinking about work-life balance. So, as I said, I was a very good academically, I was very good. 10th grade, I have scored very well. 12th grade, scored very well. Engineering, I was very particular that I have to get into computer science and engineering and computer science, and that too under merit quota. So I worked very hard, and how I could get this perspective? That's because my father, and he kind of went out of his way to their children. I really respect all parents. Every parent will do that for their children. But I strongly feel somehow my father went out of his way to give the best education. I think he had made a promise to himself that all his children have to be well educated and they have to flourish in their life. So with that effort, I think, and then there is my mother. I have never seen my mother asking for, or urging for any materialistic comfort, could be a sari, jewelry. She never demanded in her life. I have never come across any such instance where, she demanded something, you know. Why am I talking about all of these? Why am I, bringing this? Because this is my root. When I was seeing this in my family, right? That's when I took my studies, my career, everything very seriously, right? I was very clear. I had to give my shoulder to my father. And for that, doing very well in academics, doing very well at work is very important. But I didn't know the ways. I was clear that I have to achieve my goal. I studied well. Engineering, all 8 semesters, I think I scored distinction. And I was really taking everything very seriously. And then I was first, one among the first set of people, and all three were girls in our college, who got placed in an IT organization, right? And that was a proud moment for me, for my parents first, and then for me, and definitely my family. Then I, um, when I completed my engineering, the IT was going through a turmoil. It was a peak recession period. Okay. Getting a job, I have an offer in hand, but I was not called by the organization. I had a very good package, but what I was offered later was too less. In spite of all of these, we were waiting with a hope that we'll get opportunity one day. And we tried everywhere, all my friends used to make groups, go and attend interviews, left, right, center, we were there. In all the organizations, I think we were trying wherever there's an opportunity. And I think this helped me realize the importance of a job, getting a job, with God's grace, and definitely with support of some of my very favorite and important people. I got opportunity in the same organization where I was given an offer as a fresher. I joined the organization as a developer. And this also happened during the recession period. And and I had to join with very less package than what was offered to me. But at that point in time, work was important, experience was important. So we didn't look at it. We didn't look at the money aspect of it. And then I joined Sonata Software, the organization which kind of gave me that foundation in a development role. I have done good amount of coding, worked for 12 to 14 hours as a fresher. Today the demands are very high. Sorry to say this, if some of your children are freshers, but as a learning and development manager, I see that we spoon feed our freshers a lot. We give them everything, training given, and hands-on, everything is given, because we have partners like Udemy, Coursera, Microsoft. We have good content, we have content curators, everything is there. But during our time, we had to learn on our own, and it was on the job training. And we started with catalog creation. I was supporting a digital retail project, like the e-commerce project. That was the domain I got. And then I started with catalog upload, and I was not hesitant to do that job. Today I see many people coming to me and saying, I am not happy with this role and so account and all. I'm not happy with this job that I'm getting. I want to upskill because I want to play a better role. But at that point in time, we didn't have a choice. We were like, we were going with the flow. Whatever we were getting, we were just going with the flow. And that was a great learning experience. So we learned there, and then it was on the job training, working very hard. By the way, no cabs for late evening working and all. So it was like my team members used to escort me, drop me till the office, and drop me till home. And this was the arrangement that we had made. So what did I gain? It was rich experience, good learning, and strong foundation, which is very important. So it is very important to get that opportunity during initial days of our career. I see many struggling, not getting a job, after completing their graduation, pick something which comes your way and appreciate the opportunity, appreciate the learning that you get in the process. And definitely it will land you somewhere else in future. So exactly same happened with me. I worked as a developer, and then came a phase where I had to get married and get settled. I'm married to a very nice gentleman who has been very supportive in my work. And I think when I was working so hard, and this is the mistake that most of us girls do. After spending 2.5 years in IT, we think we are married now and we have to give time to our family. It's like family is a priority and we have to give time. There's no work-life balance. Everything is gone. So let's quit. I did this mistake. I put my papers and I thought I have to now focus on my personal life. I put my papers because it was too stressful. 12, 14 years, 14 hours of working. And, sometimes a family also support us for our well-being. It's not their mistake. It's not their fault. But for our well-being, they support us. I put my papers and then I wanted to enjoy that phase of being a housewife. So I was like, I wanted to be a housewife. So what happened next was, um, I was diagnosed with dengue, and then I had to get admitted 15 days in hospital during my first year Diwali celebration. And society was looking at me, educated girl sitting at home jobless. It is my family who gives me bread and butter, but there were people who were concerned, maybe thanks to your concern, because today I'm here where I am because of all of you, right? So society was looking at me, what is this? This girl is sitting idle at home, not working, and all of that. So then I thought, no, I think I have to pull my socks, find an opportunity. Then I think God blessed me again with a very good opportunity again. And my stint in Mindtree was more than close to 10 years. And that's one of the best organizations I've worked with because it was a people-oriented organization. They focused a lot on people. They invested a lot on people. I'm ever thankful to that organization. Now it is LTI Mindtree. So during that phase, I think first few years I worked as a module lead and then got a team lead position. And then I was supporting a US client. And then I conceived. And during my pregnancy period, right, I never took break. I never took leave. Maybe during the initial few weeks I took, but later I didn't take break. I didn't want it to rest. Maybe my baby was pushing me hard to work and giving me that energy to work. But I really pushed myself and I just continued with my work. And I was able to do very well. Honestly, I got promoted also during the period I was carrying. It's rare. It happened with me. And then with the support of the organization, definitely, and the family members, my father, who played a very critical role, my mother, all my family members. So they played a very critical role in pushing me to help me do this. There were some instances which were very disturbing. In family, there were few people who were like, I was not allowed to come to my mother's house for some reason, some shitty reason. Sorry to use this word, but I was not allowed to get inside. And then I was sitting on the stairs having coffee, talking to my parents, and that was my energizer. I was able to get that energy to move forward because of my family, right? So here I'm working. I'm also trying. I have my family. I have my husband, my mother-in-law, and then my parents. So they were all like very important. But there was one thing that was missing. Again, I was in that mode of work-life balance, right? So what happened was my son was born preterm. So he was in NICU for 15 days. And that was a phase where um, two things happened. One, as a mother, I was not able to hold my baby right after the baby is born. And it's okay. Maybe for some reason it happened. And then I was not able to breastfeed my baby for a couple of days. And there was one incident where the newborn will have a condition called apnea, where they forget to breathe, and through simulators, he started breathing again. So we were attending counseling every day. We had to meet the doctor, and getting into that counseling room was the toughest job for me. And I and my husband, there were two different buildings, and then there was a bridge. We were meeting the doctor, we were talking to the doctor, and then we were coming towards the bridge, standing on the bridge, went out, and then go to the other building where there was my ward, where I was staying and where my family was staying, right? Because they were with me. And I was very clear to my doctor that I am not going to leave the hospital without my kid. So first few days, doctor attended, then she thought, okay, this lady is going to stay. And then she even, in fact, on a friendly note, she was saying, okay, fine, you're comfortable, so I need not look at you. So that was the phase. Then that is when I thought I should prioritize my family. And I devoted my one complete year to my son. I thought it is my priority at that point in time. And then one complete year, I took break from work. Now we have 6 months maternity and all that. That time we had only 3 months. Then I took additional leave and ensured that I stay with my son. And why am I saying this? Is because this is where, I again kind of not failed. I could have still done it with additional support. But I think at that point in time, I prioritized, which was not wrong. But still, I didn't have that clarity in mind. So I took break, I attended, and after 1 year, I had to restart. I had to start my innings again. So this is when my father became my strongest backbone. He said, you get back to work. And for some unavoidable reasons, I was getting limited support. And, my father came and he went out of his way to help me, because he knew how much I had struggled to get where I was, right? So every 2.5 years, I was promoted. It was like too much of hard work. And there was no appraisal rating where I was, no cycle where I was never an outstanding performer. So I was performing very well at work. So this is where we need to take support from family. And there's nothing wrong in doing that. We are taking support from our own family, right? So this is helping me to work. So this is where family can help us, and family can understand and empathize the situation, and then take us to the next level. I think there I got support from my parents, my in-laws, and my mother-in-law and my husband, and then I could continue with my career. So after I joined, again, few concerns were there. Like, I was again supporting an Indian customer, but late evening calls and all that, then I had to prioritize. This is the phase where I realized I have to support my family. At the same time, I have to work. For me, the realization of work and family both are not separate. It is important. I have to move forward together. This interconnectedness I was able to appreciate during the phase where I rejoined and started my career again after my maternity period. Because for me, job was important. At the same time, I needed some flexibility. I had to focus on my work and I wanted to achieve something big. So then I looked for opportunities. So this is something that I want to highlight. Explore alternates. It's not like it is not possible, right? So there was a tagline in my previous organization, welcome to possible, which I carry. I think I'm going to carry that throughout my life. Everything is possible. It's just that we have to push ourselves, put a little bit more of effort to achieve it. So then I started talking internally, and since I had performed well and all of that, I could get, and I was inclined toward people. I wanted a people-oriented role, and I didn't want it to move out of technology. So I attended I took a career counseling also. And this is where, these things can help us. And somewhere, since I had passion towards teaching and all of that, I got into L&D. My manager, more than me, realized my potential and said, no, you're fit for this role. And then I took up that opportunity. And he handholded me, and I was given one of the biggest portfolio in the organization, and he was there to guide me, mentor me. And then, I think 4 years of my experience in that role as a competence development manager gave me so much of exposure that I was like, that is when I started enjoying my work to the core. You're doing something for the people. And when you appreciate that, you're doing something for the people, for helping and supporting them, it gives you that push automatically, right? And I was getting support from family here to balance my, personal life. So that way I tried to take both together seamlessly. But there was a situation where my father was diagnosed with cancer. My father was a person who got the diagnosis done by his own and came to me. I saw a plaster on his hand. He was not diabetic. I asked him, why is this there on your hand? He said, I had to get some test done. Which test? He didn't want it to trouble his children. He never did that. He went and got everything done. And then later when we got to know there's a problem, he had to undergo some additional tests and all that. That's when he involved the family. So he tried to support. So this is where family plays a critical role. They take that burden, they take that on them to help, to go out of their way to help, people like me who aspire to work and achieve big in our professional life. So, and he was very clear about one point. This is one of my very big life lessons. He was diagnosed with cancer, and due to some reason, my parents were abandoned by very important people of my family. And that was the time I had to be there for them. I had to balance my work. I had to take care of my child. I have to be there for my family. That is my parents, and also my husband and mother-in-law. It's like all of them are important. Work is also important, right? Because I have to run the show. Now, when this happened, um, a second. Sorry, I'm at my workplace, so I had to go on mute for a couple of seconds. So my father was like, I think I missed the flow. I'm so sorry. So when this happened, all of them were very important, very critical to me. And I really didn't want it to kind of, leave anyone. So they were waiting for my, availability. And my dad was very clear. I'm going to take treatment, but you should work from the hospital. You're not taking leave. So the cancer treatment went in hospital. It's like every day, whenever we had treatment, I used to be there with my laptop. My dad used to sit, get his treatment done for one day, and then chemo used to happen. I used to sit and work from the hospital. And the best part is my organization supported me because I had given my heart and soul. When you do your job properly, right? When you do your work with dedication and genuine effort you put, definitely people will come to you. God will send you in some way and help you out. Okay, so that's the support that I got from my organization. They went out of their way to help me, to support me. So there were few aspects like financially, emotionally, everywhere I was like drained out. But my father was pushing me. He was saying, if you don't work, if you don't log in now, I'm not going to take treatment. So that was the agreement between me and my father. And all 3 years, maybe one or two instances where his blood count was less and all of that, I took leave, but otherwise he encouraged me to connect from the hospital, and I continued my work. There were a lot of scenarios where, I had reasons to quit my job. I hope you're able to realize, right? There were a lot of scenarios, lot of challenges, many instances which kind of pushed me hard internally. Come on, this is the time you have to quit. But somewhere the same work motivated me. When I was connecting from hospital and when I was working, and when there is one appreciation from your manager saying, Deepika, you're doing a good job, no escalation on you, how good would you feel? Right? And then came the COVID period. So this period kind of molded me like anything. I was supporting one of the largest portfolio. Because of COVID, a lot of people lost their, came out of the projects. And this was a very good opportunity as a learning and development manager for me to see this challenge as an opportunity to help people. So we were working like 16 hours, 14, 16 hours minimum working, because we were working from home. We were getting good family support also. And then left, right, center, we helped people, trained them, upskilled them, reskilled them. And there were many people who were able to continue with their work. So this gave me a lot of satisfaction, that push, to move forward and, do better work. So work helped me. If I had quit, and if I was sitting in the hospital with my father with a depressed face, my father would have not healed. He would have gone down, right? My mother, no, he didn't wanted me to do that. He was very clear that you work. So that work kept me engaged. It helped me focus on my mental health also. The moment you're idle, a lot of thoughts come to your mind. But you keep doing some productive work which you're happy about. I was happy because I was able to support and help a lot of people. So that gave me a lot of happiness. So I continued and I was doing very well at my role. And then it definitely gave me a lot of satisfaction because I was giving my heart and soul to it. But destiny had some other plans, and I lost my father to COVID. And this happened during the second wave of COVID. And again, this was the phase where I really went low. Because the person was very close to me, he was everything to me, and then suddenly I lost him, and it was just within weeks. He had come out of cancer. He had fought cancer. We had together fought cancer, but it was COVID which took him away. And after he left also, he kind of blessed me with another opportunity. And I was little doubtful whether I have to take this opportunity or not. I'm okay here. I'm settled here. Why do I have to take this opportunity? Then I realized it is important. When you get elevated responsibility, we shouldn't run away from it. So I was talking about the lens of responsibility, right? So it is very important. Whenever life gives you that opportunity, and whenever you have to take up responsibilities at certain situations of your life, embrace it and don't go down. It's okay. You might fail. Maximum what will happen, you will fail. But at least you'll have that satisfaction that you attempted and you tried your best to kind of, face the situation. So I did the same. I first decided I will move. Then later I thought I shouldn't move. Then I came to a conclusion that I'm going to move. And this was an elevated responsibility for me. And there was an instance where I had to bring my mother to my place. So we stay under the same roof. My mother, my mother-in-law, myself, my husband, and my son. So we are a small family. So we stay together. And a lot of challenges again. So as I said, many reasons to quit. But I did not choose to quit because for me, work and my personal life are no different. I'm enjoying this. And I treat them, and I have blended them so well that it is very important for me to focus on both. And I am not deprioritizing anything. When I have to give time to my work, I'm giving. It doesn't matter whether I'm stretching, I'm working late evening or late night, or when I'm doing, that is up to me, because it's a choice I have made, right? When it comes to personal life, I have to give time to someone, I have to give time. It's my responsibility, right? So both I'm not separating them. So this concept definitely helps us. And I think it is, with experience only we will be able to learn this. If I talk about this and say that this is the theory and all, no, it doesn't work that way. But a very important experience that I want to share with you is every challenge is an opportunity for you. Many challenges were opportunities for me to help me understand my potential. I didn't know that I'm fit to play a people oriented role. I didn't know I can be a good learning and development manager. But the challenges that I went through, right, it helped me realize my potential. And when the opportunity knocked my door, I did not step back. It was like I went for it. I tried. And it is okay. I was brave enough because I'm my daddy's girl. What max could happen? I might fail, right? So I was okay with that. And then I went ahead and experienced it. So when you experience the process, I think you'll be able to do well, flourish. So um, today I'm able to handle one of the largest portfolio and lot of meetings. And last week it so happened that I went late to home and all were slept. And I just opened the door and then went and slept. Such things will happen. Sometimes I may not be able to attend some family functions. Sometimes I have to compromise on my, some event with my friends or whatever. But it's okay. It's a choice end of the day. But there was one feedback given by one of my family members that I'm not a social being. When I was when I was trying to balance my work and life, personal life, without harmonizing, right? I was like that. Yes, I agree. I used to restrict myself to my family members. I was not freaking out with friends. I had limited friends, all that I've done. But when I learned the art of harmonizing, today I spend most of my time at workplace with my friends. I make a lot of friends. I have a lot of friends. I can call them and then, they're there for me. And it's like, it is very important to spend time on yourself. Buy whatever you want to. Like you're when you're earning, when you're working so hard, it's not just about the money. It's about keeping yourself happy. If you feel good reading a book, go for it. If you feel good having a cup of coffee with your loved ones, go for it. But do it regularly. If you love shopping, go for it. I love traveling. And recently, I have, I'm doing the solo travel also. Like, I want to connect with myself because I need to give some time to myself also, right? To vent out and ensure that I'm back to normal and all of that. So I do all this. I shop a lot. I buy good clothes and I all this. And if I feel like eating something which I love to eat, I don't give a damn. I go and eat. So this is how I have learned to kind of balance everything. These are not different. They are integral part of our life. It's just that we have to understand that we have to learn to balance. It's not about balancing. I don't want to use that word again. It's about harmonizing and making sure that it's one. So to all ladies out here, just in case no one has told you, any job that you do, you're doing your best, and this concept will apply everywhere, right? So please go for it. Please continue. And Don't quit unless it is extremely, extremely important. I'm telling you, with my experience, God will show some way if you have the genuine feeling to be there for your family, support and excel well at your work. If you have that in your mind, and if it is a genuine feeling, definitely God will help you in some way. This is what I've experienced in my life, and counting on my Lord for extended support. So no job is less. Please continue and do well. I read this somewhere. I had made a note of it. uh, Before, Nilima, do I have time, or should I stop just doing a time check?
Yes, you can continue.
Okay, so maybe I'll conclude with by saying this. I think we all have to be a woman who has money in pocket. Very important. If I was not financially independent, do you think I was able to face the situation? Uh, Financially, when there were a lot of issues like hospitalization of my parents, like both were COVID positive, and then my father cancer treatment, so many things. He never asked for it. He was a man, like, he didn't wanted to see the bill, so I was hiding it in my bag. But there was an element called co-payment which we had to pay. I don't want to get into all of that, but what I'm trying to say is, if you have financial stability, or if you're financially independent, you will be able to support your family. And trust me, this will give you a guilt free sleep. And this can happen now. Today my father is not there. He doesn't even know that all these had happened in the background, but I am able to sleep peacefully, which is important to me. This is helping me, right? It's not affecting my mental health. And next important point is knowledge in mind. It's very important to be upgraded whenever you get an opportunity to learn. It could be through an experience, or you spend some time on your learning. It could be anything, right? Anyway, get an opportunity to learn. Please gain that knowledge. It's very important, because when you are knowledgeable, that's when people will listen to you. If you don't have knowledge, you will not be relevant and nobody will listen to you. Even if you talk very good English, that doesn't work. So there should always be content in what you speak, right? So that's very important, and knowledge can give you that. Kindness in heart is very important. Empathize people whenever there is a situation and be there for them, whether it is family or friends or workplace also. I come across many people, like COVID times, I said, right? The amount of satisfaction that I have got today, even if I earn, I can't even, it is incomparable. I cannot even compare the extent of satisfaction that I've got in getting so many people skilled and they getting opportunities and getting projects. So, it comes, with that pure intention of helping and being kind, and confidence in face. Even if you are wrong or incorrect, please embrace it with confidence. It's okay, you might be incorrect, learn from the experience, but don't lose that confidence. It's very important to carry that confidence on your face. It could be anything that you're doing at home or at workplace or whatever it is. Confidence is very, very important. And most importantly, responsibility in your soul. We are here for a purpose. It could be supporting the family, supporting myself, or doing something for the society. You connect with your soul and understand what is your purpose of life, and have that sense of responsibility. If you don't have that sense of responsibility, I have seen many people escaping from responsibilities for various reasons. But I feel if we embrace it with good intent, God will show you some way and help you out to come out of that situation. And end result is you will have a satisfied life. And I know that, I have many more years in my career and personal life. But whatever little learning that I have from the past experience of working in IT and going through a lot of personal challenges. I think these learnings will help me become a better individual, right, in future. So this is what I'm aiming at. And I want to make sure that my life is a purposeful and a meaningful life. So that is the intent I have. I have cut down many unwanted friends. I've cut down many, many people who are giving me negative vibes. It is okay, absolutely fine, because your mental health is your priority, and your priority is to ensure that you are harmonizing. If you have made a choice to work in a competitive IT environment, it is very important to harmonize your personal life and your work. So that becomes your priority. And it is okay even if you're not able to focus on the rest of the world. You know who are your people, just focus on them. It's absolutely fine. And your happiness, your mental health should be your priority. Even now, I take guidance, help from many people, and there are many good people in my life who have been very supportive, and they're guiding me. And take help, take guidance whenever you feel that you're lacking confidence in dealing with the situation. I think you can definitely take support, but don't overwhelm yourself with too much of stress by applying the concept of work life balance. Please don't do that. Any job, you harmonize. I think then you will be able to achieve success. And with this, I'll take a pause. Any questions or any point of view, would be happy to discuss.
Sure, ma'am. That was really wonderful and awesome to listen to all your experiences. And of course, most of us could relate to many of such instances and examples that you have cited here. And any questions from the audience, please feel free to raise your hand or put your question in the chat box. Anything which crosses your mind? You can feel free to put your questions in the chat box. Yeah, Bhavana Nagraj has to say that it's all about in-laws who stop us from working. So how can we cope with them?
Wow, very interesting question. And to be honest, I'm one live example. I told you that see, we get married. Let's be fair. After we get married, we need some time to settle down at our in-laws' place. Definitely, we'll have some struggle in connecting, understanding, and they might not be able to support us. So that's a process. But when they start understanding you, and when they really appreciate the effort that you're putting for the family, for our own family, I think at one stage they will come and help you. So after I lost my father, due to some unavoidable reason, my mother-in-law was not able to support me to take care of my kid, and that's where my father and my mother, they pitched in to support me to work and all that. But later, when I lost my father, it's my mother-in-law. We have built that rapport. Touch wood. Um, you know, uh, it's important to understand each other. We have to give some time. We shouldn't jump into conclusions. No parents are wrong. Yeah, all parents are parents. They would have put so much of they would have struggled so much to do what they've done for the children. So I think we have to be patient enough, understand that situation, give it some time. I also have gone through this, but currently it's my mother-in-law who is supporting me, and she is one backbone now for me, who's helping me to take care of all that she could do for me, to work peacefully. So what did I do for this? I gave some time, and there were some hurdles. I took support from family again. Talk it out, discuss with your family. If you feel that you're finding something very uncomfortable, you're not able to deal with that and it is bothering you, talk your heart, discuss. we'll have to discuss with the family. There is no need for us to complicate the matters and, go out of take some hasty decisions and all that. No, it's not required. When there are elders at home, I would prefer to, have my kids spend time with them rather than putting him into. In Mindtree, I had that facility where I could take him to daycare, but I didn't do that because I wanted my son to spend time with his grandparents. Today, my father is not there. I can't get his grandfather, right? So it's okay. I think we need to give some time. It's all in our thought process. And yes, many women struggle here. I really don't deny. But have some patience, give some time. I think everything will fall into place, and talk it out. Discuss with your family and check, and to help. I mean, sometimes maybe the generation, they may not be able to understand. They have not worked, right? They were with their family and taking care of the children, and that used to be the routine. How will they understand what is happening in IT? How will they even understand going out for 9 hours, what we do from morning to evening? So all that, I think, if we start discussing, they'll be able to understand. And a lot of misunderstandings leads to all this problem, and it is in the thought process, according to me. I am going wrong in many places. I'm not perfect. Let me be upfront here. I also do a lot of mistakes while talking at home. It happens, yeah. We all are human beings. But what I'm trying to say is, when there's some situation, talk it out, discuss, and try to get some help. I think it is possible. End of the day, we all are human beings here to help each other. So definitely they will also come forward to help us. I just tried to answer. I'm not sure if I was able to make justice, but from my experience, I think I tried to answer this question.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for that. And is there any other question? All right. Good evening, Asha ma'am. You're here. Would you like to address the gathering?
Yeah, Nilima, I'm traveling, but hearing to this girl, it takes a lot of grit and determination to be a open book. And thank you, Deepika Chandrasekhar, for being with us. And also, the reflection of her experience, we could really generate positive thoughts towards not labeling the family members, not tagging them out. And the beauty of the session was last few words really touched me, that we need to give time, we need to have that patience, and we need to celebrate our family. And every day is not celebration. That is a very, very high expectation. And as she rightly said, we are not perfect. So we are looking
Absolutely.
for perfection among imperfections. So let us celebrate the creation around us, which is natural instincts. We are all human beings, and it is we bound to tend towards all the tendencies that we have. That I always speak about: things should be easy, things should be quick, things should be colorful, things should be, so much of expectations. So, and also, especially Indian girls are raised in an environment that, when you go to your in-laws house, she will teach you, that kind of, there is a preconceived notion already set in our mind that, in-laws place is a place where we need to be cautious of every action. So, being a daughter-in-law to wonderful parent-in-laws, I can really relate to what Deepika is telling, and educating us that age doesn't matter and nothing matters. Just that we need to gel, have patience, perseverance, especially, and also accept it is a family. And drama hook is always there in the family. So sometimes it's me, sometimes it is another person. So putting ourselves in every possible way and relating to the situation. Lot of times, sorry, I don't stop when you give me a dias. That's my problem. But I would like to,
We would love to hear
the
you.
sign, yeah. So the signing off would be, to have a right kind of family is not possible. to have a relatable family is possible only when you know to draw a line between person and words. Words are never that person. Words are different, person is different. So we have to live with that person, see their face every day. So let's put some efforts. And whether it is a marriage, whether it is gelling up with in-laws, it's a whole lot of work. If somebody is paying 5 lakh per month, we give our heart and soul. Here, don't evaluate with materials nobody is going to give you, but it is going to give you a joy which is worth sacrificing.
Yes, ma'am.
If somebody is promoting me the next month, I see that I don't even eat. I sit in front of the system and see that I get it. So just like that, we need to have that mindset that this family is mine and I will be promoted as a mother. I'll be promoted as a, maybe the mother-in-law in few years. So it is all about
Of
growing.
course,
So
yeah.
the growth can happen anywhere. And let's be that. Let's celebrate empathy in our life. So, Deepika, and it was a power-packed session from you. And it was a lot of time I was able to relate. Since I'm traveling, I may not unmute my video, so I'm so sorry. And we are 4 members listening to you here in the car, but all of them are
Okay.
really emotional to
Thank
listen to you. And wish you good luck. And Asha, the team, she hope on behalf of them, I wish you great luck for all.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And there was some kind of a network disturbance, I guess, since ma'am
Yeah.
is traveling.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Deepika, ma'am. It was
Thank
lovely
you
to have you
again.
here. And it
I'm
was an
humbled
interesting
and grateful
session.
for this opportunity. And this is definitely, the person who has inspired me since my childhood, Dr. Asha. She's played a very critical role. She doesn't know this. Recently when I met her, I was telling her how she has influenced me in public speaking, like whatever little bit I've learned and I applied at my workplace. It was, because of her. I have learned a lot from her. And every Teacher's Day, she gets a message from me. So because, I consider her as my teacher. So,
That's lovely.
I'm telling this because, right from your childhood, people will be there to inspire you. You never know, these qualities will take you a long way. So even for our children, I think we have to help them realize that, whenever there's a learning, there's an opportunity to learn, go for it, because it will definitely take us long way. So with this, thank you again, Asha the Hope, and
Absolutely, ma'am. Thank you.
Neelima, and all
Thank
those
you so
who
much.
attended the session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Thanks.
participants. See you all next week. Thank you so much. Thank you, Asha, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye-bye.